Did you know that each year the American Library Association hosts an award program for outstanding children's books? I am Amanda Masaccio, Assistant Professor and Chair of the Library and Information Technology Program at the College of DuPage. The woman I'm about to introduce, Pura Belpre, made such an outstanding contribution to Latinx children's library services that one of these awards is named after her. Here is Pura. She was born on February 2nd, 1899, in Puerto Rico. In 1920, she traveled to New York City to attend her sister's wedding and never left the city. She had planned to study to become a teacher, but shortly after her arrival to New York City, she was recruited to New York Public Library under a program to recruit young women from diverse ethnicities. Pura was the first Puerto Rican to be hired by the library. After working at the New York Public Library for a few years, she decided to study library science at Columbia University. Pura was the first librarian in New York to conduct children's story times in both Spanish and English. She traveled to the many different branches of the New York Public Library to offer bilingual story times and puppeteer programs at a time when Spanish-speaking New Yorkers didn't have many, if any, other programming available to them. Pura was famous for sharing and adapting the Puerto Rican folk tales she learned as a young girl. In addition to expanding program offerings, Pura also expanded the library's Spanish language and Latinx book collections. Pura was also an author and wrote children's books. Her first book, Perez and Martina, was published in 1932 in Spanish and English. She wrote this with her soon-to-be husband as her co-author. The American Library Association Pura Belpre Children's Book Award is given to an author whose work best portrays, affirms, and celebrates the Latinx culture. Some recent award-winning titles are Efren Divided by Ernesto Cisneros and Vamos, Let's Go Eat by Raul Gonzalez. I highly recommend these books. The Pura Belpre Award has brought a great deal of attention to Latinx children's literature. Pura was a pioneer for Latinx children's library services across the country, all thanks to her fateful trip to New York